Hey guys, it's Fred. This fella here is, from what I can understand, is Oakley Dean Baldwin. He's a friend of Mike Elam's, and I guess they've wrote books together, or at least about the same topic, which is Buford and Pauline Pusser. I'm gonna let you hear some of his video, and then we'll stop and comment on it.
TBI's news conference has been a couple weeks ago now, so I wanted to let the dust settle before I did another video. I think everybody knows by now, or should know by now, that the TBI announced that, in their opinion, Buford Pusser was involved with the ambush site cover.
TBI has announced, in their opinion, did you hear what he said, guys? TBI has announced that, in their opinion, Buford Pusser was involved with the ambush site cover-up. Opinion. Guys, in the United States of America, we don't convict people on other people's opinion. We'd be in a sad shape if we were, because everybody's got an opinion on everything and everybody. But he's exactly right there. They have convicted, tarnished forevermore the reputation of Buford Pusser, the TBI, and especially the prosecutor, Mark Davison. I'll say that name as much as I can. So he wants his name out there. He wants that name recognition, so we'll try to oblige him. Mark Davison, the prosecutor, is the one that said if Buford Pusser was alive today, he would go to a grand jury and get an indictment. Well, first of all, Buford Pusser's not alive today. He's dead. Dead men don't talk, and dead men cannot defend themselves or their reputations. Getting an indictment is simply not enough. This man needs to say, if he was alive today, I could get a conviction, because, see, we don't believe that. You don't get convictions on opinions. You don't get convictions on maybes or more likely than not, possibilities, I believe. You don't get indictments, or you can get an indictment, but you don't get a conviction. This guy here is a book author promoting his book. It's only been 2 weeks now since the TBI and Mark Davison come out and said that. Forevermore, a man that can never come back and straighten this up, because once the claim is made like this, bad news and rumors, we all know, will spread so much faster than the truth. Whatever happened to a man's innocent until proven guilty? They had 7 years. They had 7 years. He didn't die till 7 years after his wife. 7 years to charge, indicted, convicted Buford Pusser. They had 7 years and nothing was done. The case was cleared. It was over with. There's nothing there. Nothing to see here. Until 58 years later, when people start writing books and people start figuring out that, hey, let's go up, let's fish upstream. Let's swim upstream a little bit. Not everybody's going upstream. Maybe we can get a few people to follow us and we can start a movement. Find a stolen military gun that's been stolen for years, that nobody's ever been charged with the theft of, or even possession of, or covering up of. The ATF, the FBI, the TBI, nobody has charged Mike Elam or the guy that had the gun, or his father. How long's his father been dead before they turned the gun in? Should have been the next day. If they didn't want to get their dad in trouble, then as soon as he died, turn it in. That gun was for money. That gun was to try to make money with on books and movies and different things. The gun didn't prove nothing, as far as I know. It said in the report, the autopsy report, inconsistency with the gun, or somewhere I read that. I'll have to go back and find it, but I don't like to say something without showing proof on the screen. That's why I only make these shorts, because when Sheila's with me, Sheila can insert all these documents and all the proof. But I don't need proof on this. He answered it himself. He said the TBI, in their opinion, said that Buford was responsible for Pauline's death. He's telling the truth. That's what they said. They said that because him, Mike Elam, have wrote these stories and spread these rumors. Guys, I'm not a big Buford Pusser fan. I've not followed them. I'm not up on all this. I'm ignorant to a bunch of information. I'm just now discovering it. It kills me to have to watch these videos that I'm watching of these guys and listening. And especially when they say they're former law enforcement. I'm not finding former law enforcement, but if they are, I'm sad for that department or the agency that they worked for, because this is not the way police officers investigate or act. If these guys have ever put anybody in jail because of their opinion, I'm flabbergasted. That's not the way the justice system works. Let me let them finish this talk, and then we'll finish this video out.
And the murder of his wife, Pauline Pusser. So, if you weren't aware of that, I want to go over a few pieces of evidence that I think will maybe even shock you a little bit. There is a portion of Pauline's autopsy report floating already on the internet.
And that's what he talks about wanting to go over, is the autopsy report. On Sheila's channel, Hatfield McCoy Museum Adventures, we've done several videos, lengthy videos. On one of those videos, he makes the claim in there, and we've got the clip and cut out where he says the autopsy shows Pauline was beat. She was beat before her death, or some words to that effect. Guys, there's no such writing in that autopsy. That autopsy says that she had gunshots to the head and the body, the extremities, the neck, the lips, the ears, the face. No, nothing out of line. There was no indication whatsoever, and they made no indication of that, no comment to that. He simply spoke that into history on one of his videos. He says Pauline was beat. Buford had beat Pauline, and the autopsy showed it. And that is a downright fib. Thanks, guys. Catch you on the next one.